Hi everyone, how you doing? Okay, in this video I have 40 horror movies to show you. So I picked these up from a guy I know locally. He was downsizing his collection. So yeah, a real mixture of horror movies to show you here. Horror is a genre that I don't tend to find too many of those when I'm out thrifting because it's just such a popular genre and they all get snapped up. So yeah, a mixed bag here. Let me know what you think. Here we go. First up, we have Maniac, and I was really pleased to get this one actually, a nice Blue Underground release. It comes with a slipcover here, directed by William Lustig, starring Joe Spinell and Caroline Munro. But I have to say, this highlights the highs and lows of getting movies in a job lot, because I open this up. And sadly, the disc is completely cracked all the way across there, so I will not be able to play this. That's a real shame, but anyway, a good slipcover, maybe I'll keep that. Next, Dan O'Bannon's The Return of the Living Dead, quite a fun one this, I have seen this before. Next, from the Hughes brothers, got Johnny Depp and Heather Graham in From Hell. Classic Wes Craven from 1977, The Hills Have Eyes. Not sure about this one. This is from 2007, Ed Gein, The Butcher of Plainfield. And then we've got C. Thomas Howell starring in this one, The Hillside Strangler from 2004. Always remember this coming out and seeing the trailer for it, but I've never actually seen it. So this is Trick or Treat, directed by Charles Martin Smith, which I always find quite strange. Charles Martin Smith, who has been in movies such as The Untouchables and Never Cry Wolf. But here we have Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons. From 1974, directed by Dan Curtis, who did The Night Stalker. This is Karen Black. Well, that's not Karen Black, but Karen Black stars in Trilogy of Terror. From 1989, an early role here for Brad Pitt, although I don't think he's the main star. Donovan Leitch and Roddy McDowall are in this one as well, Cutting Class. Supposedly the American answer to Shaun of the Dead, this is Dead and Breakfast. And here we have the 2007 reimagining of Black Christmas. Early role for Jeremy Renner, starring as the notorious serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. I remember this one being released and getting pretty trashed. This is Chris Christopherson and Cheryl Ladd in Millennium, directed by Michael Anderson, who also directed Logan's Run. Now, this one I'm happy to have. This is Day of the Animals, directed by William Girdler, who also directed Grizzly, and starring Christopher George, and a really crazed performance from Leslie Nielsen. This one is about the ozone layer having affected all animals at high altitudes, and everyone's gone crazy, and it affects a whole load of walkers who are going out on a mountain climb. Yeah, absolutely bonkers performance from Leslie Nielsen in this one. I have this already on Blu-ray, but yeah, what an iconic look there for Raquel Welch in 1 Million Years BC. Kerry Russell, who was so great in The Americans, and Thomas Kretschmann in Grim Love. Don't know this one. And from 2009, we've got a chomping vagina in Teeth. Now, an absolute classic from 1963, directed by Robert Wise, The Haunting, starring Julie Harris. Next, not really a horror, but this is Endless Orgy for the Goddess of Perversion. So this is a compilation of sexploitation trailers that have been given, as I understand it, quite a sort of annoying, bizarre narration. Another Blue Underground release, this time the disc is intact. This is George Romero's The Crazies from 1973. A more recent one here from 2017, we've got Maggie Q in Slumber. Nicolas Cage in the critically panned remake of The Wicker Man. And then we've got from the original director of The Wicker Man, Robin Hardy, his ill-advised follow-up, which was The Wicker Tree, starring Graham McTavish. An early role for Jennifer Jason Leigh here in Eyes of a Stranger. And a bit of animated horror here from Rob Zombie, no less. This is The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. I have this already on Laserdisc, but this is from William Peter Blatty, the writer of The Exorcist, and he directed this. This is The Ninth Configuration, starring Stacy Keach. From 1972, we got Vincent Price in the sequel to The Abominable Dr. Phibes, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, directed by Robert Furst. And pleased to get this one. This one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. This is Ray Milland in the 1972 movie Frogs. Bit of a nasty one, this. I did see this years ago. This is from Eli Roth, Hostel. And not sure I have high hopes for this one. This is Chernobyl Diaries. From 1968 and directed by Richard Fleischer, this is Tony Curtis and Henry Fonda in The Boston Strangler. And this is pretty good, I've seen this before. You got Willem Dafoe and John Malkovich in Shadow of the Vampire. I have a copy of this already, but yeah, this is Jake Gyllenhaal in Donnie Darko, directed by Richard Kelly. Don't really know this one. This is a Roger Corman production, an adaptation of a Henry James story, The Haunting of Hell House, starring Michael York. And then a couple here from the Masters of Horror series. We've got one directed by Don Coscarelli, the director of Phantasm, and also starring its same star, Angus Scrimm, in Incident on and Off a Mountain Road. And then from Mick Garris, the director of Critters, I think, we have Chocolate, starring Henry Thomas. And then again with the Masters of Horror, we've got one from Stuart Gordon, the director of Reanimator in Dreams in the Witch House, and one from John Carpenter, director of The Thing, with Cigarette Burns. And then these final four, I do already have these, so I'll be donating these. But we have Werner Herzog's Great Nosferatu with Klaus Kinski. We have the original Black Christmas, although I must say my version that I already have is this one, and they do have different special features on them, so maybe I'll keep it. Tom Savini's remake of George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, and modern classic Australian horror, Wolf Creek. Okay, so that's my horror roundup. Let me know your thoughts on any of those movies. So I think there's a bit of a mixture in there, some real classics, some not so good. But yeah, let me know your comments, and please do join me again for more videos. I'll be back with my director series shortly. Please do follow along with that. Okay, thanks for watching. All the best. Bye-bye.